Yo, what is up? Very basic Bible. Let's go and look let's type a Bible Gateway in. Let's hit it up. I'm going to hit up Judges 2, verse 6. Let's see what happens. Ooh. When Joshua dismissed the people of Israel went each to his inheritance to take possession of the land. Let's read the full chapter. Now the angel of the Lord went up from Gilgal to Bochim, and he said, I brought you up from Egypt and brought you into the land that I swore to give your fathers. I said, I will never break my covenant with you. You shall make no covenant with the inhabitants of this land. You shall break down their altars. Close parentheses. But you have not obeyed my voice. What is this you have done? The angel of the Lord's talking to them. Probably talking to Israel. Yeah. So now I say, I will not drive them out before you, but they shall become thorns in your sides, and their gods shall be a snare to you. Close parentheses. As soon as the angel of the Lord spoke these words to all the people of Israel, the people lifted up their voices and wept, and they called the name of the place Bochim. What's that mean? Weepers. Bochim means weepers. And they sacrificed there to the Lord. When Joshua dismissed, okay, so all the people are sad. I mean, it seems like they haven't obeyed God. God's like, I'm not gonna do what you say. I say God, angel of the Lord. Some people say, well, that's Jesus. Well, it's whoever it is. Well, whether it's Jesus, whether it's God's angel, it's representing God. So, like whenever your mom says, hey, go tell Billy to come right now. And you go to Billy's room, you go, hey, mom said come to Billy right now. And you tell Billy, and Billy says, I'm not going. You just told your mom I'm not going, right? Okay, verse 6. When Joshua dismissed the people of Israel went each to his own inheritance to take possession of the land. And the people served the Lord all the days of Joshua. But it just says that they didn't. Maybe in general. But the angel just fussed at them. Maybe they started to. Maybe after this, they did sacrifice to the Lord and they did take possession of of the land. Maybe that's them. Where's it at? Not making covenants and breaking down their altars. It says, you have not obeyed my voice. But then they wept. They sacrificed. And they went to take inheritance. Maybe all of that, the people served the Lord. Okay, possibly. People served the Lord all the days of Joshua and all the days of the elders who outlived this Joshua, who had seen all the great work that the Lord had done for Israel. Good. And Joshua, son of Nun, the servant of the Lord, died at the age of 110 years. They buried him within the boundaries of his inheritance in Timnath Heres, in the hill country of Ephraim, north of the mountains of Gash. And all that generation also were gathered to their fathers. And there arose another generation after them who did not know the Lord or the work that he had done for Israel. They didn't know the Lord. They didn't know the work the Lord had done for Israel. Yes. And the people of Israel did what was evil in the sight of the Lord and served the Baals. Not only did that third generation, so it was Joshua and Joshua's generation and the generation after Joshua. Okay. It seems like at first, you shall make no covenants. You shall break down their altars, but you have not obeyed my voice. What is this you have done? Okay. So they were doing something wrong. Maybe they were making covenants with people. Maybe they didn't break down their altars. But then the people wept. They gave sacrifices. They went to take possession of their heritage. And we're told that during the time of Joshua and the elders who outlived Joshua, let me see, the people served the Lord. So this rebuke here, if it's before Joshua died, because sometimes in these ancient books of history in the Bible, sometimes the events are not written in chronological order. It could get confusing. Just because this paragraph comes before the next paragraph doesn't mean that the first paragraph is like chronologically before the second paragraph. The first paragraph might have taken place on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. The first paragraph might have been taking place on Monday and Tuesday. If you get what I'm saying, the Monday, Tuesday before. You know, so I mean, that's just the way it is. So in general, we can see that they got fussed at for not doing what they were supposed to do, but they did serve the Lord. I mean, that's normal, right? I get fussed at and I serve the Lord. I don't. I sometimes sin, but I know that my heart is towards God. Okay, I know a lot of people like that. Pretty much everybody that's a Christian, you know, are there perfect Christians? I get maybe. I don't know. Maybe somewhere. Maybe I don't know. I'm not. So they served the Lord all those days, but then, so you got Joshua. You got Joshua's generation. Joshua, Joshua's gener. Okay, you got Joshua's generation and the people who outlived Joshua, the generation after Joshua. They got rebuked by the Lord and they served him. Rebuked by the Lord and they served him. Okay, so rebuke, you serve, okay. But then the people of Israel did what was evil in the sight of the Lord and served the Baals. Now, again, chronologically, this might not be in order. But assuming it is, we can see that here. Not only did they, it says, you have not torn down their altars, don't make covenants with them, break down their altars. Did they do that? We're not, maybe they made covenants, maybe they didn't break their altars. We're not sure. But he did not say, the angel of the Lord up here did not say, you have served the Baals. Down here, served the Baals. Arose another generation after Joshua, and the people outlived him, who did not know the Lord or the work he had done for Israel. And the people of Israel did what was evil inside of the Lord and served the Baals. If it's chronological, kind of makes sense. They weren't doing so good. God rebukes them. They start doing good. Joshua dies. All those people die. Then they fall even further. This is actually a cycle in the Judges. So whether this is chronological or not, whether verse 1 is before verse 2, 3, 4, and which is before verse 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and before 11 and 12, whether it's time wise before it or not, it's showing the general pattern. Okay. God talks to you and says you're doing something wrong. You say, we're sorry, Lord. We're going to do what you say. You do what the God says. Then the next generation, they screw everything up. God fusses at you. We're sorry, Lord. You obey the Lord, then your kids screw everything up. Now, you're supposed to be teaching your kids what to do. God said, teach your kids what to do, you know? Raise your kids in me, in the Lord. Teach them the Torah. Give them these things. We're supposed to be doing that. Maybe they didn't. So we can see another place where they possibly screwed up. But you might teach your kids everything and they still leave. Could happen. Well, you could keep reading and going down and figuring out in chapter 2 what's the rest of it. You could go back to chapter 1 and go to chapter 3 and figure out even more. But I don't want to give away everything. I want you to study for yourself. So I'm going to stop right there and just say there is more. The book is called the Book of Judges, and look down here. Then the Lord raised up judges. Go read it. See if there's a more of a cycle. See if it's chronological or not. See if it's a general tendency in our lives. You know. All right. We'll see y'all in the next very basic Bible.